I've lived in Colville, Washington for 14 years. I've spent 75 to 80% of my time in the woods. I'm an avid hunter, outdoorsman. I consider myself pretty smart as far as what the normal wildlife is.
In 2013, retired Army medic Jason Miller was hiking in northern Washington state with his wife and 2 children.
It was your average 90, 95 degree day, just the perfect day for a family hike in the woods.
Near the top of the trail, Miller heard something far from ordinary.
My son was in the lead, and he stopped right here and he pointed up into the trees and he says, "Dad, do you hear that?" It was not your normal sound that a moose or an elk would make. This sounded as if it was a person walking with extremely heavy feet.
Jason's wife and son had already gone further ahead, but his daughter Haley was walking close by.
My dad had called me back and he said, "Haley, come here, do you see this?" He was tall, like 6, 7 feet, but kind of like crouched almost, and had like big, broad shoulders. And it was like a dark brown, light brown kind of color with long hair.
It had large muscular arms and a very broad shoulder, but the face is something I will never forget. It looked perfectly human.
That night, they returned home and decided to draw what they'd seen.
I kept thinking to myself, this is of such great importance that I need to document this. I asked my daughter to go into a separate room to draw a picture of what she saw. That way, we wouldn't contaminate each other's drawings.
The next day, he returned to the exact same spot and found a collection of hair samples. These samples, along with several more found by other eyewitnesses, were analyzed by Dr. Jeff Meldrum before being sent to a specialized lab for DNA testing. At Todd Dissotel's lab at New York University, the DNA results from the hair samples are now complete.
So we finally have the results. This is the sequence from Jason Miller's hair sample that he sent to Dr. Jeff Meldrum. Here we see the individual DNA bases, the actual A's, C's, G's, and T's that make up the DNA sequence. I'm going to run it against the international database to see what it might or might not match. There's my result. The closest match is Otocoileus virginiensis. That's the American white-tailed deer.